Welcome, Sagittarius, to the month of December 2018. I'm Megan of North Star Astrology, and this is another general transits reading for those of you born with your sun, moon, and rising signs in the fire sign of Sagittarius the Centaur. And may we have peace on earth. And here's my little Christmas angel. Okay, so let's get right into it. The month starts out, obviously, on December 1st with Mercury retrograde in Scorpio at 11:13 in your 12th house of the house of dreams and the subconscious mind, at which time it subsequently sextiles the moon in Virgo in your 10th house of career. So this then gives you the ability to tap into your subconscious mind through your dreams, mentally and emotionally, being able to serve your career purposes, and or, as this is the house of public standing, giving your public what it wants in most positive ways. So that's very good. In other words, you'll be able to tap into the needs of others without hopefully not getting your ego. Edging God out is what that stands for. And without getting your ego in the way and using more higher spiritual purposes for and through your emotions. As with the moon in Virgo, it gives you that sense of service toward others. Then the following day, December 2nd, Venus, having been transiting through its natural state of affairs, being that Venus rules Libra, then moves into the sign of Scorpio, into your 12th house, which will sometimes elicit secret love affairs. So be mindful that you don't succumb to that sort of temptation, as the planet Venus deals with the love nature and sometimes sensuality nature. Then too, on December 3rd, Uranus, having been transiting your 5th house of romance and creativity in the sign of Aries, now opposes the moon once the moon goes into your 11th house of friendships and makes the 180, giving you the awareness, you'll have emotional awareness of the possibility of suddenly turning a friend into a romantic partner. That could be a big possibility. Then on December 5th, Mercury conjuncts the moon. Once the moon then enters Scorpio into your 12th house, So again, be mindful of emotional and mental self-deception even in this case. Don't allow your dreams to almost frighten you in a sense. I know, because I have plenty of them. Being a Pisces, I have plenty of my share of premonitional dreams, actually, too. I'm going to be writing a book on premonitions and premonitional dreams in the dream state. Then, on December 6th, the following day, Mercury goes direct. So, get out of here, retrograde! Woohoo! A direct Mercury in your 12th house will somewhat clean up and make things clear and clarify your mental state, in the sense that you will no longer feel such confusion, in a sense, much like a Pisces. Not that I'm putting us down, Pisces. I'm not putting myself down either, I'm a Pisces. But seriously though, there is, as this is the natural Piscean house. That's what I mean by deception and confusion and self-deception. Don't allow all of that to occur, or any of the secrecy that I pointed out. Then, on December 7th at 7:22, the new moon occurs in your sign, Sagittarius. So, a new state of being in your first house of the self and body. And the sun is covering that up, but I have the words self, as this is the house of the self versus the house of others, your opposite sun sign being Gemini. And with the new moon at 15 degrees Sagittarius, 7 minutes, it gives you the ability to not only go within and reflect on yourself, but here you see your ruling planet Jupiter is also here in your first house, giving you largely the sense that you are able to reinvent yourself, as if you've been re-energized, and you'll be able to have the ability to reinvent yourself, recreate yourself, in the sense that this new moon phase will give you. And that is wonderful. Then the following day, December 8th, Uranus in Aries trines the growing new moon, as it were, because it's building toward the first quarter phase moon. So it's still here, but it's harmoniously trining the planet Uranus, the planet of sudden surprises. However, with this harmonious trine, you're given the very positive ability to, again, use that new moon energy to possibly start a new romance. Woohoo! If you're single. Then on December 10th, Uranus proceeds to square the moon in Capricorn. Once the moon goes into your second house of money and what you value, You see, the U is the dot, or your spirit or soul. There's your soul or your spirit represented by the dot in your first house of the self and body. And once the moon enters the earthy next door neighboring sign of Capricorn, it then squares Uranus, as these are both cardinal qualities, 3 houses, 3 signs away. This moon square Uranus now kind of makes you realize that maybe you better be careful about possibly overspending toward that new romantic partner. Just keep a little bit of a more of a tighter rein on things in case the rest of your family might want some kind of funds, money toward Christmas. In other words, because we're still here at the almost midpoint of the month of December, so you want to have enough money for Christmas and not go into debt over your romantic partner. Okay. Then on December 12th, Mercury goes into your sign. So now Mercury in Sagittarius in your first house. And this will bring you or give you the ability to speak from a more clarified, joyful, even positive viewpoint. So your communications will have a more positive flavor to them. Then on December 13th, Uranus sextiles the moon. Once the moon enters your 3rd house of communications and then sextiles or makes the 60-degree positive, short but sweet aspect to the sudden planet of unexpected realities. So even though this is a even numbered geometric positive aspect from the moon in Aquarius, now notice that Uranus rules Aquarius. However, because this is positive, you will have most likely positive emotional displays of communicating with much or some unique and eccentric ways of communication. And how interesting is that? Especially since Aquarius rules your 3rd house of communications, and Uranus is now here in your 5th house. So this brings that uniqueness, that energy of, or spark. I don't really know, but it's just so beautiful. Isn't that neat? Is that not neat? How cool is that? Anyway, okay, so on December 15th, the first quarter moon occurs in your 4th house of the home in Pisces. So that's at 23 degrees, so more toward the tail end of the inside of the 4th house of the home. So 23 degrees Pisces, 27 minutes, giving your home life a more spiritual tone or even intuitively psychic. You may have angels abiding almost, like, ooh, not in a scary Halloween sense, but in a unique, beautiful, otherworldly almost, as see, Venus is now in your 12th house. Interestingly enough, see, Aquarius is your 3rd house of the conscious communication. 9th is higher communication, and this is hidden, the hidden mind, the higher mind, the conscious mind. Not really quite sure what. Oh, unconscious. I guess this house would be the 6th house. So it's interesting how and I'm not sure where I'm going with this other than the fact that the tie-ins are interesting as far as how it all relates, as it's all one, if you get my drift. As we, as humans, relating, are all one. So that's the coolest thing ever. But anyway, on December 15th as well, the sun squares the first quarter phase moon from your first house in your sign of Sagittarius to the first quarter moon phase moon in Pisces in your 4th house. So from your 4th to your 1st houses, this square then brings a bit of maybe emotional tensions, but it's only short-lived, and it's only like some challenges within the home. Then on December 18th at 7:22, Uranus then proceeds to conjunct or make the 0 to 8 degree very close-knit conjunction. So see, Moon and Uranus now together as one in your 5th house of romance and creativity in the sign of Aries. This then will be much like having Pluto here in a sense. It's like an emotional intensity in a sense, emotional outbursts, hopefully not angry, because this is the fire sign of Aries, the fighting sign. Moon in Aries tends to be short-tempered. However, this conjunction, I'm not quite sure how it will affect you, but just be mindful of that for the day of December 18th. Then December 20th at 0 hours 43 minutes, Mars in Pisces sextiles the moon in Taurus once the moon goes into your 6th house of health and work. So, again, stemming from the home life, Mars now making things uber spiritual in Pisces with our actions, like, woohoo, yeah, we want to get things quite done. And look at this beautiful sextile to the moon in the earthy sign of Taurus. There's a grounded feeling that you want to work from home. Work from home. And therefore your health will improve, especially since this is a sextile. Then, on December 21st, the sun moves into Capricorn, into your second house of money. And so now, you're just left with your ruling planet Jupiter and Mercury, both here in your first house. And now you can focus on your money or soul values, as in home, putting your energy into that home life for your holidays. Then on December 22nd at 14:22, Uranus sextiles the moon in this direction, so to speak. Now the moon is in your opposite sun sign of Gemini. And so this then gives you, in your seventh house of others, sextiling Uranus in Aries and giving you that ability to emotionally emote, spontaneous, joyous, perhaps intellectual, fun, as this is also the house of fun and sporting events. So maybe you'll take your loved one, your significant other perhaps, or girlfriend, new romantic partner, to a public game, whatever sport is playing right now. Then on December 22nd as well, can you tell I'm not that much into sports? The full moon occurs in the sign of Cancer, along with the north node of the moon here, in your 8th house, at 0 hours 49 minutes. And this highlights your need for perhaps understanding the need of others' financial support or help from others. Then on December 24th, Christmas Eve, Uranus squares the waning full moon, giving you that sense of perhaps emotional, I heard the word antagonism, but there might be a bit of that, as it's a bit of a challenge. It will give you a bit of an emotional antagonism or stress at this time, as anyone would have stress during the holidays. And since there are no emotions, aspecting Christmas Day, there actually are no aspects on Christmas Day. Merry Christmas anyway. Okay, that's the Christmas horse I have over here. And here, whoopsie. There. Okay, now you can see it. Oh, Lordy. Okay, you can see it a little bit better though, okay? I didn't know if you could see it all the way over there. Okay. It's having a rockin' good time. All right. So, the following day, the day after Christmas, December 26th, at 15 hours, 38 minutes, Uranus proceeds to trine the moon once the moon goes into Leo in your 9th house of law and higher education, or long distance travels or journeys, or foreign dealings, or philosophy and religion. All of that encompasses or is encompassed in the 9th house. Now with Leo here, your emotions will feel ever so philosophical in some ways and very harmoniously trine the planet Uranus in very harmonious ways in dealings with your romantic partner or whatever creative pursuits you have been working on, and or sporting events, because usually that this trine is very, very favorably aspected, especially as it is the day after Christmas, and so you will feel that loving energy flow. Then on December 28th at 16 hours 28 minutes, I keep on saying Uranus because there are so many aspects to Uranus. Okay. Mars opposes the moon in Virgo. Okay, I had to move the little angel out of the way off of Earth just temporarily. But moon in Virgo in your 10th house of career now opposes Mars in Pisces. Now, what this might mean for you, as all three of you are mutable energies or qualities, as it were, Virgo, moon in Virgo. Virgo is a mutable earth sign. Pisces is the mutable water sign. And this opposition, or as I like to say, the point of awareness, brings you that ability to be aware, emotionally aware, not only of your ego in public standing, as in your career, but versus your home life and the actions taken therein, giving you that need to be flexible. Very much needed for those with Sagittarius risings. I've known quite a few, and no offense, but they are known for foot and mouth, and so be mindful that with that opposition you don't tend to forget to be gentle and flexible, as in the mutable energy that you are, to not forget the needs of others, versus, in other words, don't step on others' toes to get where you're going or want, and versus the actions taken within the home. Be gentle, ever flowing, gentle, and then therefore you'll have peace during the holidays and not hurt others' feelings emotionally. That's where that comes into play, as in giving you the advice that it's best to be aware. Definitely be more aware of that opposition. Then on December 29th at 9:35, the last quarter moon occurs in Libra, in your 11th house of friendships, hopes, goals, and wishes at 7 degrees Libra. 36 minutes. And this pretty much almost wraps up the reading, except for the fact that on December 30th at 22 hours 55 minutes, Uranus makes the opposition to the last quarter phase moon. And this then gives you the need again to become, or the need to be more aware of sudden impulses or changes within romantic partnerships versus friendships. If you're single, perhaps this could be that you want to keep your eyes open and be aware of the fact that perhaps your friend all along has been wanting you as their romantic partner, perhaps. Or it could be an ending to that said romantic partnership. And this then brings me to the close of my reading, and I hope you enjoyed. I hope you'll all have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And please feel free to like, give me a thumbs up, comment down below, and or subscribe. Woohoo! Okie dokie. And I'll see you next year. Bye.